Can you share a little bit about yourself and the type of shoulder pain you were experiencing before working with us?
Yes. So I had pain with overhead movements. I had pain reaching backwards. Um, any weighted movement that was overhead, push ups hurt, right here, mainly in the front.
Yeah.
Um, and if it got really bad, it would get to where it's not necessarily frozen shoulder, but it would get really inflamed, and I would mo- my movement would be limited, and I would just feel like I could, walk around kind of like this. And then, of course, my neck. Um, I think it was contributed to mine. I couldn't turn my head, all the way, but that's a lot better.
So, like during the initial assessment, we covered a lot of things, right? We were screening the neck, the nerves, and we found a lot of limitations in the neck. What were some light bulb moments that you maybe saw during that first call that decided for you to work with us?
Well, I didn't have to, go somewhere into somewhere and do, you know, just the specific movements every time I went for an hour a week. I could do the workouts whenever I wanted, which was important because I was doing a lot of workouts at 9 and 10 o'clock at night,
Yeah.
so it was based on my schedule. And then, of course, your Instagram ads or videos would seem like it was talking exactly to me, targeting me and the exact issues that I had with my shoulder. So that's initially why I got in contact with you. But once I talked to you and I found out how flexible it was and that there was an app with exercises and that kind of, and I didn't need a lot of equipment. Equipment that I needed, I already had, bands and just bands. So yeah, that's what made me wanna work, and you seemed a little more knowledgeable about the shoulder, honestly, than
Can you
some other people, yeah.
Yeah, can you walk me through some of those other things that you tried before we started working together?
Okay. Yes, I went to the, doctor, I got shots, in the back part of my shoulder, which obviously helped, but that was temporary.
Yeah.
So I did the shots, physical therapy, okay, um, which which would help, but then, it after you're gone and then it's back again.
Yeah.
Lots of Advil, lots of ice,
You had dry needling as well, right?
massages, or no, excuse me, the dry needling didn't work that well, it kinda hurt. Massages, but there again, all that stuff is temporary, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah.
What'd you think of the way that we structured your rehab program? Was there anything unique or different that stood out to you compared to some of these other things that you tried?
Yeah, it was exercises that I had never seen before. They weren't necessarily some of them. I mean, I knew it was for the shoulder, but I felt like, okay, the gliding, but
Right.
I was like, "What? This has nothing to do nothing to do with my shoulder." But I mean, it does, but it had to do with the tendon. So, some of the different exercises, there was a variety, and then, of course, um I had to do a lot of reps of each one, which I thought was helpful because when you're in physical therapy, you're not really doing a lot. It's like 10, and
Yeah.
then you move on to the next exercise.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you need being able to call or contact you anytime I needed to if I had a question or something hurt.
Yeah.
When I had those couple of days where I was having some pretty bad pain.
Uh,
I don't even know what that was. But I just took it easy and did the exercises, just not everything and it went away in a few days.
there you go. So one thing that we touched on as well, you touched on the communication piece, which is crucial. How was it like on your side, like seeing things through the app? Do you feel like it was easy to follow and kind of focus on all that?
Yeah, I mean, it was easy to follow. There was a video. So if I didn't know how to, which in the beginning, most of them you don't really know except for the wall slides. So the video, it was you showing us how to do it. That was nice. And I could go refer back to it to make sure I was doing it correctly. Cause sometimes I was like, wait a minute, am I doing that right?
Yeah.
So I play the video again. Yeah. Yeah, very easy, to follow, and didn't take a lot of time, depending on if I would get interrupted or whatever, 15 to 20 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very specific work. We don't have to throw a million different things at it. Let's give you the specifics for what your body needs. What are your key takeaways that you've gathered from this that you're going to take with you for the long-term health of the shoulders?
I need to strengthen areas around not just, areas in my back and things like that, just strengthen different areas. Um, and that I don't have to resort to Advil or shots.
Injections, all that fun stuff. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, another thing,
Yeah.
um, that I liked about is that a lot of times if I would get flare-ups, I would have the doctor that I was seeing at the time would tell me to, rest. And I remember you said, "No, that's just not necessarily the best thing." You don't have to go out there and kill it, but you should still be moving it. And that is something that I've taken away. Usually I'd be like, "Oh, my shoulder hurts. I'm just gonna rest for a couple days." I don't do that anymore. I just modify. I'll still go and do what I need to do. I just won't do what hurts.
What would you say to someone who's hesitant about starting a virtual shoulder rehab program with us?
Um, I don't be hesitant. It's way easier than trying to go into the doctor. You have to schedule time, and then you have to go in. This is much easier because it's on your own time. I mean, there's nothing simpler in the busy world, and our busy lives that we lead today.